Hi everyone, welcome to Behind the Music. Throughout the history of music, we've been blessed with amazing concerts and stage performances, and maybe less blessed by others. In this video, we dive into 7, if not visually pleasing, at least highly memorable stage performances in the history of music. Make sure to stay until the end so you don't miss out on any of the craziness that maybe shouldn't have taken place on a stage at all.
You know, the existence of sexual energy is such an everyday part of life. It's such a natural aspect of life.
Back in 1983, the Red Hot Chili Peppers gave a performance at the Kit Kat Club in New York City that left audiences stunned. The reason? The band members stripped down to nothing but socks to cover their private parts. The band had apparently made a pact before the show to perform in their birthday suits, but were persuaded by the venue owners to at least wear something. After all, it was a strip club, so maybe they were just trying to fit in. And so, the iconic image of the Chili Peppers in nothing but socks was born. The show went down in history and soon became part of the band's iconography. That is, when they released the Abbey Road EP in 1998, they were strolling over the crosswalk similar to the Beatles, only the Red Hot Chili Peppers did it in the same fashion as they had done in the Kit Kat Club.
I think I just broke my leg. I think I really broke my leg.
In 2015, Dave Grohl, the frontman of the Foo Fighters, broke his leg while performing in Sweden. As he ran across the stage, he tripped and fell, fracturing his leg in 2 places. But why should that stop the fans from getting what they came for? While Grohl was being carried back on stage, the other band members had picked up their instruments again and started playing the classic rock song Under Pressure. Not sure if there were any underlying intentions with this. Dave Grohl was soon seated on stage and proceeded to play the full 26-song set while Dr. Johan Samson held his leg. Funny thing, Dave Grohl met Dr. Samson on a talk show in Norway a few years later, as well as singing My Hero to him at the Lollapalooza Stockholm Festival, after Dave Grohl had spotted him in the crowd. During his concert with the broken leg, Dave Grohl's dedication to his fans was evident as he joked with the crowd about his injury and even asked for a beer to help ease the pain. As if he didn't have enough of my respect already. Jimi Hendrix is one of the most iconic guitarists in music history. His performance at the 1967 Monterey Pop Festival didn't make him less iconic. As he finished playing Wild Thing, he did something that stunned the crowd. He set his guitar on fire. Hendrix gave his guitar one last kiss and then poured lighter fluid on it and lit it ablaze. As the flames rose, Hendrix walked off stage, leaving his burning guitar behind. This was by far the most iconic stage performance for Jimi Hendrix, but what is lesser known is that he had already pulled off the trick at the Astoria Theatre in London a few months earlier. As he finished off their new song Fire, Hendrix throws down his 1965 Fender Stratocaster and set fire to it. Many people believe that Hendrix's guitar burning was a symbolic act of rebellion against the establishment. However, Hendrix later explained that it was simply a spur-of-the-moment decision inspired by a friend who had told him to set the thing on fire. Heath Moon, the legendary drummer of The Who, was known for his wild antics on and off stage. One of his most infamous stunts involved putting gunpowder in his drum set during a 1967 performance on the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour. The explosion that followed not only destroyed his drum set, but also caused damage to the stage and cut Moon's arm with a cymbal shrapnel. The idea to add gunpowder to his drums came to Moon after seeing a similar stunt in a movie. Moon's explosive performance became the stuff of legend and cemented his reputation as a rock and roll wild man. However, it also had serious consequences, as the blast left guitarist Pete Townshend with permanent hearing damage. Film director Jeff Stein, who directed the band's documentary, The Kids Are All Right, have earlier commented on the situation. It was 10 times the legal amount of gunpowder you're allowed to use on a soundstage, says Stein. Heath bribed a stagehand, and I think he got him loaded on some booze. Despite the danger and destruction caused by Moon's actions, it's fair to say that the spectacle Moon put up was good entertainment and is still an amusing story to all the Who fans out there.
Seated by his infamy.
I looked evidently through an unconscious bat on the stage, and he thought it was a rubber.
Well, here's an iconic episode most people have heard of. One of the most shocking moments in rock history occurred on January 20th, 1982, during a concert in Des Moines, Iowa. Ozzy Osbourne, the notorious frontman of Black Sabbath, grabbed a live bat from a fan and proceeded to bite its head off. The incident became an instant legend and had since been widely discussed and debated. While some have speculated that Osbourne believed the bat was a toy or fake, he has claimed that he was under the influence of drugs and alcohol at the time and did not realize what he was doing. Regardless of his state of mind, the incident was a defining moment in Osbourne's career, and it cemented his reputation as a wild and unpredictable performer. In the aftermath of the incident, Osbourne faced significant backlash, including accusations of animal cruelty and calls for him to be banned from performing. Despite this, he continued to be a major figure in the world of heavy metal, and the bat-biting incident remains an iconic moment in his career and in the history of rock and roll. Iggy Pop, the godfather of punk rock, is known for his intense and sometimes self-destructive performances. I guess almost all of his performances could make it to this list, as the abuse he has inflicted to his body throughout his career is somewhat legendary. We found it suitable to include the episode of the first time it happened, or at least I witnessed, which was in 1969. According to Ben Edmonds, an editor at Cream magazine, the start of Iggy Pop's career of public self-mutilation was during a gig he had booked at Ohio Wesleyan University. Edmonds witnessed Iggy absent-mindedly running a drumstick shard across his bare chest, gradually increasing the pressure until red welt lines and trickles of blood appeared on his torso. However, what unsettled Edmonds even more was when Iggy put on a white t-shirt after the set, as the singer's blood seeped through the fabric. This incident marked the beginning of Iggy's legendary abuse of his body, which included cutting himself with broken glass during performances. Despite the shocking nature of his behavior, Iggy's fearlessness and willingness to push boundaries have made him a punk rock icon and an inspiration to generations of musicians.
Performances, you self-mutilate on stage.
I self-mutilate, I beat the out of my audience. If they're in my way, I take them out. I don't care about it.
Well, as if Iggy Pop wasn't crazy enough, I usually consider music a beautiful thing, but a man called GiGi Allen is the reason for the usually. GiGi Allen was notorious for his outrageous and confrontational stage performances, which he did in the name of punk rock. He was known to defecate on stage and even smear it on his face and body, among other shocking acts. Allen often engaged in physical altercations with audience members and would cut himself with broken glass, inflicting injuries that required medical attention. His shows were often shut down by law enforcement and venue owners due to their extreme nature. This guy made Iggy Pop and Ozzy Osbourne look like choir boys. Allen's antics made him a controversial figure in the punk rock scene and beyond, with many condemning his behavior as obscene and dangerous. Despite this, Allen's legacy endures, and his wild performances continue to fascinate and repulse audiences to this day. Well, that's it for this video. There are plenty more of crazy stage acts, so make sure to comment below if you feel like some should have made the list. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.